not by might nor by power, but by my Spirit, saith the Lord of hosts. Zechariah 4-6, KJV. This short sentence is one of the most comforting and at the same time most confronting verses in the whole Bible. God spoke these words to Zerubbabel, a leader who was facing a huge and discouraging task, rebuilding the temple while surrounded by opposition, fatigue, limited resources, and a lot of pressure. In human terms, he simply did not have enough strength, influence, or support to finish what God had asked him to do. So God cuts straight through all the human logic and says, "It will not be accomplished by human muscle, human strategy, political power, clever planning, money, or personal charisma. It will be done by my Spirit." That is still painfully relevant today. We live in a world that constantly tells us, be stronger, try harder, push through, fix yourself, build your own future, protect your own happiness, optimize everything. Even Christians can quietly absorb that mindset. We start to believe that spiritual growth, healing, restoration of relationships, victory over sin, courage to keep going, or even ministry itself depends mainly on our own effort. And then we wonder why we are exhausted. God is not saying that effort is wrong. He is saying that effort is never the source. The source is His Spirit. There is a big difference between working for God and depending on God. Not by might speaks to physical strength, resources, and visible ability. Nor by power points to authority, position, influence, and control. But by my Spirit points to God's personal, living presence at work in and through ordinary people. For today, this verse quietly dismantles one of our deepest fears. What if I am not enough? God's answer is gently honest. You were never supposed to be. This is especially important when life feels heavy. When you are carrying emotional pain, broken relationships, unanswered prayers, family struggles, loneliness, disappointment, or simply the slow grind of daily responsibility, you can reach a point where you honestly say, "I don't have the strength for this anymore." And God says, very calmly and without panic, "Good, now you are finally in the right place to see what my Spirit can do." The Spirit of God does not only give power for big visible miracles. He gives quiet strength to get up in the morning. He gives patience when your heart is tired. He gives courage when you feel small. He gives peace that makes no sense when circumstances refuse to cooperate. He gives wisdom when you do not know what to say. He gives hope when your own hope tank is completely empty. For our time, this verse also speaks into how divided and anxious the world feels. We keep trying to fix deep spiritual and moral problems with louder voices, stronger opinions, and sharper arguments. But God reminds us that real change does not come from pressure. It comes from His Spirit touching hearts. This is also personal. You cannot fix your past by force. You cannot heal your heart by willpower. You cannot manufacture faith when you feel dry. You cannot force someone to come back into your life. But you can place all of it into the hands of the Spirit of God and trust that He is still working when you do not see results yet. Zechariah 4-6 quietly invites us to relax our clenched fists. You are not holding your life together. You are being held. So today, instead of asking, "How can I be strong enough?" a better question might be, "Holy Spirit, will you carry what I cannot?" Because what God begins, He sustains. And what He sustains, He finishes, not by might, not by power, but by His Spirit.